Dentistry online at BethesdaSedationDentistry.com.
For sure, the Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway, a slow stretch now forming on the outer loop of the Clara Barton Parkway across the Legion Bridge down toward the George Washington Parkway. Elsewhere on the Beltway, not too bad. 95 southbound in Virginia. Route 1 in Woodbridge. It was a vehicle fire. 2 left lanes have been blocked there now. After that, you can slow from Route 1 down to 123, and south of that, more delays on 95 south. 234 Dumfries down to Quantico. Northbound at 95. Pretty heavy also from Triangle up to Dumfries. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Plenty of sunshine, yet cold again this afternoon. Upper 30s, lower 40s. Wind chill factors, upper 20s to middle 30s. Clear and cold overnight in the 20s, near 40 degrees on Tuesday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Root in the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 40 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
Dan Bongino.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the bite to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
Yeah, boy. There's another thing I'm torn about. I was telling you in the last hour how, it's college football Mondays, of course, now. I'm really torn about the flag planting thing. That's why I'm watching the game, man. I'm watching people kicking each other's butts and cops having to get involved. But, that's...
Yeah, I got one strap on that front one.
Stuff is the collapse of our, representative democracy in our constitutional republic.
I'm blind.
And I'm torn on this Hunter Biden...
Boy, they want you to have a long day tomorrow.
If you listen to the show, we have repeatedly said there is no way Biden leaves office without a pardon for his son. Because they need to protect Biden and Obama. Joe Biden, they don't care about Hunter. They wouldn't obviously have sent him overseas to do these business deals with a drug problem. But I'm torn for a reason. Because this, although is disastrous for institutions, the country, this party I'm talking about, of Hunter Biden, and it is. Come on, let's just be straight about it. We're a laughing stock around the world right now. Not the MAGA movement, but people don't think that America's America. That they see us as one big, large, happy family, and let's just be candid, we're not. You've got a majority of the country right now after the election saying, hey, we believe in this movement going forward, Donald Trump, and on the other hand, that still incredibly is willing to die on this hill that Obama and Biden were the fairest and the freest and the most uncorruptible, and the biggest scandal, Jim, was Obama wearing a tan suit, and they're still married to this ridiculous narrative. They cannot accept the fact that Barack Obama appointed Joe Biden his appointment on Ukraine, and he then used that position to basically engage in money laundering for sensitive information. They can't get over it. They will never, ever let it go. They will never let it go. But a messaging gift. Donald Trump's campaign. And Donald Trump was right again, episode what, Jim? 2472. Trump said repeatedly, they will pardon Hunter, I'm sure of it. And this is such an amazing messaging gift from the leader of the MAGA movement, Donald Trump, who has told us forever the system is corrupt. Hey, you know what it's time for now? Chappelle. The Dave Chappelle Saturday Night Live. If there was one big takeaway, and I don't pretend to be, Karnak here and be able to get in everyone's head, but if there was a major takeaway, in addition to, say, the border and inflation that I think really damaged the Democrats' brand, I think it was making a martyr out of Donald Trump by weaponizing the justice system. Now, Dave Chappelle's a comedian. I just going to throw this in there. He did this skit a long time ago. This is years ago on Saturday Night Live. It's about the Donald Trump phenomenon. The only reason I'm playing it now is the Democrats don't understand this. They did, and it's good that they don't, because that's why I'm saying I'm torn about this. Obviously, the pardon is a disaster for the country and institutions. But on the other side, it proves Donald Trump's point that he has been saying for years. Remember, this clip I'm going to play here from Chappelle is from years ago, not yesterday. Donald Trump has run on those people are coming after you and I'm in the way. Who are those people? Elites, the swamp, bureaucrats, the intelligence community, politicians, NGOs. That's why they all came after me. And the message worked. And what do the Democrats do in response? They lose an election, and then they pardon one of their own, while still going after Donald Trump. It is the most amazing messaging opportunity of all time, at the expense of all of us. I am not happy this happened. I am not proud this happened. I'm embarrassed for the country. I want to be clear. But you could not have handed a better messaging silver platter. Here's Chappelle. He's talking about the tax code and things like that, but the message is the same. Trump may be a rich guy from New York, but he knows the system better than anyone. And they're screwing you over because he's seen it. Listen to this.
Well, I don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. That first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Now, wait a minute, bro. That's what he said." And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?"
Amen, buddy.
Remember what he said, bro?
We're heading to Carlisle, PA.
No, the system is
Thought
rigged
I'd take y'all along with me for it.
because I use it. I said, "Damn!" I never heard someone say something that true. And then I from the taxes. He said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. That makes me smart. And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, the star was born.
Man, I'm telling you, we played that cut, and it never gets him and I laugh every single time. We have played that cut probably 5, 7, 8 times. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. But every time we play it, that is years old. The Democrats will never, ever digest that. They will die on this hill that they're abusing of government institutions, from the military and Mark Milley to the FBI and the CIA, to Alvin Bragg's office in Manhattan, to Fonnie Willis's office in Georgia, to Jenna Griswold in Colorado trying to kick him off the ballot. They will die on this hill. And because they're communists and abusing power through hierarchy is what they do. They'll die on this hill if that was politically smart. And to those of you who are going to send me, I get it, I can see the couple of comments. They're going to say, "Oh, Dan, stop giving advice." Folks, they don't care about our advice at all. At all, not even a little bit. They don't even listen to their own people. democracy at the early onset of the Soviet Union? From
Actually, this
czars?
one.
You think they were able to talk sense into Lenin? Hey, man, I'm not sure it's a good idea. You know, they don't care, bro. They don't care. I bring it up because if the country's going to suffer through this, and again, I want to be clear on where I stand. What happened yesterday was a disaster for the United States. It was. Institutions and faith in them, and fidelity to our common cause and our Constitution. Once that collapses, folks, we don't have anything. Think about what I just said. You know, I live at this intersection here in Norton County, Florida.
Hey, Hamilton, how you doing, buddy?
And I got pulled over.
Hey,
I made a right on red, but the light was on its. You know, the don't turn.
Truckin' Trusses,
You know, it's stupid. The guy was
Didn't really see the chat that well, but I'm driving.
I always
We're
think
going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
I just why we trust my wife first. Why do we all stop at traffic when there's no cops around? Well, I'm not talking
We ain't
about
fine
traffic
with
cameras
trucking.
either. You can no cameras, no one around. So what are you doing? There's somebody around. There's not a car coming. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're driving home from the beach. What are you doing? The answer is because that's just what we do. Because everyone does it. And we just know how to break the law. Or when you bring someone around, there's no cops around. Because we believe in establishing order.
Can't get a job at Horizon, so I gotta get some money somewhere.
It's no more complicated than that. That's the norm. Because if everybody just starts ignoring traffic lights when they want, even if there's really no consequence, sooner or later there will be one, and someone's going to get T-boned. So we all collectively agree to do irrational things like stop at a red light, which is, that's a cute act. It's irrational. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no one around anywhere. You're just wasting gas. But we do irrational things because the greater cause is rational, and the greater cause is order. We're gonna fire this segment. Preach, brother! The greater cause is order and fidelity to the order, even if it costs you in the short term. Order's gone out the window, folks. Joe Biden, the President of the United States, is now the most corrupt person to ever sit in the White House, bar none, and there are absolutely zero consequences in a constitutional republic where we've been constantly told by our opponents no one's above the law. How do you have faith in the system again? How? That's why I'm telling you, shouting fraud in this case is right. Because this is an amazing messaging opportunity.
That one behind me almost lost it.
We're going to fix this.
Well, we'll find out.
But it's a messaging opportunity at a significant long-term expense to constitutional law.
Like an idiot.
Pardoning your son for a potential crime, a FARA violation you were involved in as the president, is the very epitome of oligarchy borderline tyranny. What happened yesterday was disgusting. But it was a gift handed to Donald Trump.
Sorry, I have to read it, partly read it while I'm driving.
Authoritarian,
I'll catch
hierarchical
up.
system of injustice forever. There are now
Appreciate you coming in.
cases where Donald Trump has been put through a legal ringer. A documents case where whether you agree with Donald Trump removing documents or not, there is zero question as the President of the United States he had declassification authority. You can argue over he followed the procedure. It's a fair argument to have. Knock yourself out. You cannot argue with the fact Donald Trump, as the former president, when he was the president, had declassification authority. What's my point? You put this guy through the legal ringer, you charge him, you raid his house, you ring Melania's underwear drawer, and what happens? The President of the United States, while he was the vice president, with no declassification authority.
I can't hold the brake lane when you're not being wide.
That's the first messaging opportunity at the expense of institutions. Messaging opportunity number 2 last night. No one's above the law. Donald Trump needs to be tried in New York for fraud. You guys have any victims? No. You have an alleged victim. Oh, a bank. Didn't the bank testify? They did. What'd they say? They love Trump. They want to do more business with him. Well, how are they victims? Well, they're kind of not, but we said they are. Why? Because he's like Trump up or something. Oh, okay. This is unbelievably destructive for the country. Unbelievably destructive. And we have about 2 years to fix it. We have 4 years. No, we don't. Midterm's coming up in 2 years. We got 2 years to fix this. Or I'm telling you, we're done. Donezo, man. Cooked. Well done. Well done. I'm not done. So I reminded you, cooperation agreements, 5K, I can't talk about that. Some legal questions.
Hello.
We're coming to
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-6486. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-6486. That's 800-550-6486. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news. WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live.
From the Home Parallel Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
There once was a tub made of tire. Baldy, cracked, and missing pearl tools.
Come on, Leroy. Either move or get out of the way.
Wasn't so. Now things come on baths. Wink and smile.
It's Katie from Long Baths. For almost 80 years, my family's been helping families just like yours turn their houses into homes. Transform your outdated bathroom with a new bathroom shower today and save 50% off materials at longbaths.com. That's longbaths.com.
Hey, it's Vince here. You've heard me talk about my incredible LASIK experience with Dr. Holzman at Holzman Laser Vision. But now I want to tell you about another outstanding doctor, Dr. Solomon, a nationally renowned eye surgeon and Dr. Holzman's partner at Holzman Solomon Vision Partners. While Dr. Holzman focuses on LASIK and similar procedures, Dr. Solomon specializes in laser cataract and refractive ICL surgery. Dr. Solomon leads the way in the DMV with cutting-edge technology and is truly at the forefront in a class of his own. Suffering from clouded or dim vision, having trouble seeing at night, these are issues as a rise age, but Dr. Solomon can help find a solution. Dr. Solomon can even help you say goodbye to your reading glasses. Imagine that, being done with your reading glasses or progressives. So whether you're tired of squinting at your book and close print or find that you need to address the very serious condition of cataracts, visit Holzman Solomon Vision Partners online to explore treatment options. Go to drholzman.com. That's drholzman.com. Ring-a-tolling Esquire, Slater Schulman, LLP, attorney. Advertising is responsible for this ad.
Attention former childhood residents of juvenile detention centers in Maryland. If you were housed in either Charles Hickey School, Backbone Mountain Youth Center, Thomas Waxter Detention Center, Cheltenham Youth Detention Center, or any other juvenile detention center at any time in the past and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Maryland Department of Juvenile Services faced complaints about rampant sexual abuse for decades and failed to protect youth inmates in these facilities. If you were housed in a Maryland youth facility at any time and were subjected to any sexual misconduct from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our Maryland Juvenile Detention Helpline now at 800-684-9044. The deadline to file a claim is close. Call now to get the justice and closure and financial settlement you deserve. No matter how many decades ago it was, call our law firm's Juvenile Detention Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-684-9044. 800-684-9044. 800-684-9044.
Doesn't your family deserve your health, for the holidays? You need a dig. Call today and take advantage of 10% off.
About an hour ride.
Just in time for that holiday gathering. To make your season
I'm
right,
hoping.
visit joead.com today.
Clear.
For all your glass, mirror, and shower door needs, visit DullasGlass.com. Dullas Glass, love your glass. University of South Carolina, man, just came out of nowhere, just dominated. I know it's college football Mondays, by the way. I don't want to take away from South Carolina. We love you. Thank you to all the fans. But although Auburn had a rough iron, basketball team in Spurl, kicking ass and taking names. I just found out they moved up to the deuce, number 2 position in the country. By the way, I will be at the Tennessee game there. So we'll see.
Watch this pickup truck.
I go to that game almost every year. I love that game. I will be there. I want to explain to you some of the legal formalities now, and in the most Dan Bongino way, as to why the Bidens may not exactly be out of the woods. Hey, it's hard to believe, but Christmas is right around the corner. If you're thinking about what to get the firearms enthusiast on your list, I highly recommend the Rifle Shotguns and Revolvers made here in America by our friends at Henry Repeating Arms. They've got 200 incredible models to choose from in a wide variety of calibers, styles, and prices. You can't go wrong with it. The easiest way is to check out Henry's Firearms is to order a copy of their free holiday gift guide. Go to their website. It's henryusa.com. Click on the catalog button in the top right corner. They'll mail you the gift guide with a few decals, and it won't cost you a thing. Give someone a Henry Fundraising. Give them a family heirloom built with the finest craftsmanship and performance I've ever seen. They look great, shoot straight, and they are really reliable, backed by a lifetime warranty for 100% America under the Christmas tree. Make sure you order their
Ronnie is real.
today from Henry Repeating Arms. I love this company. It's henryusa.com. USA.com. You're gonna love this company.
So far what the Chris Wing Show is, Joe Biden's lie, not a lie, because the media and the Democrats say so. I am on WMAL.
Folks, a couple of people have asked, and I'm going to go into it in more detail after the break, so don't sweat it. I'm not going to leave you hanging. They've asked me on the Rumble chat and Facebook during the show. It's a way to interact with us here. They said, Dan, can Hunter Biden, now that he's been given an unbelievably expansive pardon, going back 11 years, can he now be compelled to testify in front of Congress? And the answer is yes. And I said, well, how? I mean, producer Michael on the podcast was asking me this morning. And although it's not the exact same, it kind of works like a cooperation. And again, I'll get into this in more detail after the break. It's important you understand this. I used to be a federal agent. Me and Jim robbed the bank, and they arrest me and say, hey, you need to flip on Jim. They can draw up a cooperation agreement. Cooperation agreement is exactly as it sounds. I cooperate with law enforcement, and I agree, and I sign it. Now, here's the thing. I have to then go and provide testimony. I can't plead the fifth. And then you'll get, or you said it was called a 5K letter at the time, and it would, go to the judge and say you cooperate. It works in a similar kind of manner. I'll explain more why Joe Biden needs to be in trouble after the...
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-6486. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-6486. That's 800-550-6486. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news. Homes and Woodward on 95 southbound Avenue 1 exit 161 were being fire blocks
principles of honor, respect, and trust guide everything they do. Hey, it's Vince, and sure, a lot of companies can replace your roof, but you know why I love Valor so much? Through their partnership with Operation Raise the Roof, Valor keeps our veterans and Gold Star families in need covered with roof donations in the DMV. In fact, over the next few weeks, Valor is putting new roofs completely free. So local American hero families, Gold Star mother Miss Joy Good, in recognition of her son Keon's ultimate sacrifice, and Korean War veteran hero Bill Sutton. Thank you both for your dedication to our country, and rest easy under your new roof. Friends, purchase with a purpose with Valor Roofing. Right now, all Valor customers save big with 50% off, plus no payments until 2026. Call now. Tell them Vince sent you. 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com. Supporting our veterans.
Says there's a bear right up here, though.
For Christmas already. This must be some kind of record. I forgot how amazing one-stop shopping at Fair Oaks Mall is. You got it all done at the Fair Oaks Mall? I stopped by the other day and found outfits and shoes for the whole family. I got all the gifts for friends I wanted, had my phone fixed, grabbed a quick bite, and even treated myself to a relaxing pedicure and massage. What? I haven't even started shopping yet. And more than shopping, dining, desserts, even some me time. You were shopping for others and time for myself? I'm sold. You know, I might have finished my shopping, but care to have a wing woman come along? Let's go.
Areas to indulgence, Fair Oaks Mall is your one-stop shop for it all. Visit us today and experience shopping the way it should be. 11750 Fair Oaks Mall, Fairfax, Virginia. Shop fairoaksmall.com. That's shopfairoaksmall.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt relief
brought to you by Dan Bongino.
Bidens. I am forbidding him as the proprietor of Dan Bongino Show. All right, back to what I was talking about before. So, yes, if you were working in the federal system, which is where the Hunter Biden
Let's
part
stop
applies,
now. It's hard to see the chat.
if you agree
But I'm
to
here at the
cooperate
Carlisle
with the
Pa
federal
today.
government on a bank robbery charge, where you
Door
get
to
ready to
ride.
give up, you're the driver and you're giving up the team, like that movie Heat, right? Yes, you can be compelled to testify because you've been given a cooperation agreement by the government, clearly laying out on paper and digitally that you will not be prosecuted, and you've agreed to it. This partner works in a similar manner. So here's why Joe Biden may still be in a little bit of trouble here. Because Hunter Biden can now be compelled to testify about the federal matter. Because remember, if there's a state charge later on, doesn't happen, as far as I know, I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, that doesn't apply to state charge. But they can now ask him about it. He can't plead the fifth because there's no danger of criminal prosecution at all. Is there going to be a congressional subpoena coming? You bet there's going to be one. And now what happens? Now, if he doesn't tell the truth in this congressional testimony that I'm sure is going to happen, then there could be potential perjury charges. Now, folks, I just want to repeat this point. This is not a good day for America. We all saw this coming. There's a tremendous messaging opportunity here, but it's really at the long-term expense of the United States. You know, if you're in contract negotiations with your closer, who's great, and he gives up a home run to lose the World Series, yeah, you win in contract negotiations. You go back to the age and go, well, he ain't that good. He lost us the World Series. But the bottom line is you lost the damn World Series. You're paying the players to win. We're paying Joe Biden as President of the United States to act within the framework provided by the greatest governing document of all time, the Constitution, and he used it as toilet paper. Let me go back to some of these clips here. Jim, play for me if you would. Cut two. Because one of the accomplices and co-conspirators in this unbelievably destructive thing that happened, and it did, this was not good. This is a terrible thing. Joe Biden and Barack Obama have destroyed faith in the military. Jim, tell me if I'm wrong. The military, the FBI, the CIA, the DNI, government bureaucracies, three-letter agencies, the DOJ, everything. These guys decimated our Constitution. And you know who helped them? The filth, garbage, life loser, commies in the media, who are absolutely public enemy number one when it comes to freedom and liberty. The entire reason the media has a specific carve-out in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Freedom of the press. And I'd say freedom of the police department, freedom of the plumbers union, freedom of the teachers union. The press are specifically mentioned is because our brilliant founding fathers understood that the fourth estate, the media, was a way, it was a de facto check and balance over the three branches. You're not a check and balance, folks. If everything gets unchecked and is out of balance, and you cover it up. Here's the hack media when everybody on planet Earth knew Biden was going to pardon this kid. Preemptively defending Joe Biden. Oh, no. This guy's above reproach. Look at him. Law and order matters. Nobody's above the law. He's not going to pardon this kid. Wrong again. How much of this stuff are you willing to take? Liberal idiots who keep being lied to. How much more? Check this out.
Presidential promise to put law before family.
Scott said I'd abide by the jury decision. I won't do that. I'll pardon him.
Letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers. Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but he said it.
He's going to get pardoned by his dad. There's no question about that.
The president has ruled out pardoning his son.
Major the outcome of the trial and also pledging not to hurt his son.
But the challenge for him is really to continue to live up to his values when it was really personal when he did that today.
It seems like a pretty normal, straightforward answer, but it takes new weight when we see what Trump is saying on the outcome of his trial, or hear other Republicans who say they don't accept the jury's verdict here in New York.
The contrast is profound. To sit there and say, well, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. One side, Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system, and on the other, Republicans and Trump protecting Trump.
Folks, this clip had tipped Tom Elliott over a gradient. That clip goes on. I think it's like 9 minutes or something obscene. Like, I had to cut it, obviously, for radio. It does, Richard. After a minute, because, like, you know, all these idiots, like SC Cop and others on CNN, like, I say what I said in the first hour. We're on in a lot of liberal cities. To the liberals listening to the show on your car radios or an app or WMAL.com or whatever, I mean, at what point? Is there ever a point where you say to yourself, man, it really sucks being on the wrong side of the truth for every major news story of our time? I mean, nothing you guys told us was true. 2020 was not the fairest and freest election in the history of humankind. The intelligence officials locked up was yes. Trump was spied on. Spygate isn't a hoax. Russian collusion isn't real. There's no PP tape. The list goes on and on. At what point do you say to yourself, this is a serious question, and I know I get the dripping sarcasm, but I'm really serious. I would love an answer. If I was sitting here in front of a liberalist to liberal media that believed that Biden wasn't going to pardon this kid, despite no sane person believing that, is there any penalty for them being wrong? And if your answer is no, because you don't seem to care, you've been burned on collusion, the laptop, 2020, everything. Polling. What we said, polling, but we told you the polling's wrong. How do we know that? Because the polling's always wrong. They were like, remember, Jim, 2024 is going to be a close one. You literally lost every swing state. If there's no penalty for being wrong, what else can they tell you? No, I'm serious. Like, what else? Right? If the liberal media were to pull in Orson Welles on you tomorrow and say, hey, man, the Martians are coming. Everybody stock up, get your kids and run. Would you get on the highway? No, I'm gonna laugh. I'm asking you seriously. You believe every other stupid thing. You actually believe there's a PP tape out there of Donald Trump with prostitutes. No one's seen it. The guy's a total germaphobe. No one's even heard of this tape before. And yet you still to this day believe it's a... what's next? I mean, if someone like a scammer over at CNN were to go on the air and say, you know, send me cryptocurrency to this key or whatever, because I'm going to secure it and magnify
saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. What's more, MetaShare members like it. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MetaShare's a proven thing, too. For over 30 years, it's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, if you join before December 15th, and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee, so you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 15th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number, 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE. 844-53-BIBLE.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news. When shopping for Black Friday appliance deals, you want to pay less, and you probably think that means heading to a big box store. But for the best appliance deals, remember, Bray beats pay. At Bray and Scarf, we start with instant savings that make us competitive every day. Then we break out of the box with exclusive package rebates on top of manufacturer rebates the big box stores simply don't have. We also offer next day delivery on hundreds of appliances with online delivery date tracking. And we install when we deliver. Big box stores make you wait for installation on another day. Don't fall for the big illusion that the big box stores save you more. The better appliance deals and service are at Bray and Scarf.
Skip Black Friday. Get to Bray Friday going on now. Save up to 40% on select appliances and get doorbuster savings on our best-selling GE Profile and Cafe appliances. In stock and ready for quick delivery. Shop local and save time and money in-store or online at brayandscarf.com, where it doesn't cost more to get more.
For a soldier who's recovering from the effects of war, Fisher House is here.
My wife just kept saying how wonderful this place was and how I had to hurry up and get out of the hospital.
To provide comfort, support, and an inexpensive place to stay.
I think us being here and seeing the baby, I think that's helped tremendously.
A place like this works wonders.
Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse encourages you to give to those who have given so much. Donate today at WMAL.com/Fisher House.
It's Larry for Sheila's Renters Warehouse, a sponsor of WMA Operation Fisher House Campaign. Sheila, a military mom herself, and her team are proud to be trusted military partners when it comes to helping military families who need to transition away from home by specializing in helping owners rent and manage their home for top
lessons in life. Today's show is brought to you by Berto. We all hope we never have to defend ourselves or our families from a violent attack, but sometimes a firearm isn't the only answer. That's where Berto comes in, with their non-lethal firearms and accessories. Right now, Berto's having your biggest sale. Cyber Monday. You get 15% off site-wide to the end of today. It's a perfect time to stock up for the holidays. It's a great option. Berto launchers are a great alternative to deadly force with powerful charge like tear gas and kinetic rounds. They can incapacitate someone for up to 40 minutes from 60 feet away. Police departments across the country are using Berto instead of tasers because they work really well. So do yourself and your family a favor and check it out. Made in America, legal in all 50 states, no background check needed, and shipped right to your door. Visit Berta.com/Dan now or today to get 15% off site-wide. Act fast, the offer won't last long. That's BYRNA, Berta.com/Dan for 15% off site-wide for today. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Berta today.
Tomorrow on the Chris White Show is Joe Biden's lie, not a lie, because the media and the Democrats say so. I am on WMAL.
So, always measure the effectiveness of a political decision you made by the response of your enemies. If your political enemies are quiet about something, it usually means the choice wasn't great. Okay? Here is Weissman. Sorry, this is Weissman freaking out. And Weissman freaked out about Patel. I got that coming in the next hour. It's kind of where that came from. However, here's Andrew Weissman praising Joe Biden for not pardoning Hunter Biden. And again, there'll be no apology whatsoever for getting this wrong. Zero. Listen to this.
What is before us is a president who is living the rule of law. He is living it in the most personal way. He is not pardoning his son, which he could do. These are federal charges. He is not doing that. He's not doing it because he is living what it means to have a rule of law in this country.
I haven't even gotten to Patel and the genius of selecting him as the future director of the FBI once they fire Christopher Wray. But Andrew Weissman is going to make another appearance on the show, along with the great Julie Kelly at 2 o'clock. I want to talk to her about how this pardon now fits in the context of the political ramifications of a pardon of the January 6th offenders.
They said you're right there for tomorrow. Looks like Brooks Grove in
This
Winchester.
pardon argument's now gone out the window. There was a great argument before it. Now it's a conclusive. But Weissman, praising, who is one of the Spygate collusion hoax guys, praising Biden for something he didn't do. There'll be no correction for this at all. And this is why liberals believe in this.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected.
I don't care.
Website domain and now you're betting more. Shut up the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't use
Well,
surprises because they cost you money.
can't roll out
A
for
good surprise that
45
could save you money.
minutes.
Getting a car show on the quote from Progressive.
Like
Everything smells weird.
Analyze yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Good vibe, 3:30, we're back.
Sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to
Yeah, how can we get up here and fuck around and figure out where it's going?
Coverage is the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th.
You know which building it's going to? Going to the ones in the back that we've been going to the back left side?
Visit consumersiteweb.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional detail.
This is Dr. Riggleman with DAV Weight Loss. We're having a huge Black Friday sale with the lowest prices of the year. Qualified candidates receive $500 off now through December 5th. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Stop yo-yo dieting and let's reset your metabolism. For your free consultation,
And depending on what they've got going on in there, we might be able to jump and shrink up.
I'm happy to report that
Turn
I've
back
lost
out.
40 pounds over the course of about 3.5 months. I feel like I'm 10 years younger. I have more energy.
think that's what we did last time I was with you.
I feel refreshed. I don't have the pains that I used to have that I attributed to aging. This program is different and you owe it to yourself to try it.
Take advantage of the lowest prices of the year with this huge Black Friday sale. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. Do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now by calling 571
Thanks. Now,
MAL News at 2, I'm Heather Curtis. Prince George's County residents will be heading to the polls for a special election at some point soon to find someone to fill the 2 years left in Angela Alsobrooks' term as county executive. Senator-elect resigned this morning, a month ahead of being sworn into Congress.
Our Chief Administrative Officer, Tara Jackson, will now run the county government until a special election can be held. We don't know exactly yet what that calendar will be. The race to succeed her is really already on. The leading contenders seem to be current County Council Chair Jolene Ivy, Council Member Calvin Hawkins, State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy, and former County Executive Rusher Baker.
7 News' Brad Bell. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle criticizing President Biden's about-face when it comes to pardoning his son Hunter.
Colorado Democratic Senator Michael Bennett says the pardon puts, quote, personal interest ahead of duty and further erodes Americans' faith that the justice system is fair and equal for all. He joins other congressional Democrats like Ohio Representative Greg Landsman, who calls it a setback as someone who wants to believe in public service again. House Speaker Mike Johnson argues the Bidens have irreparably damaged the justice system. The White House has argued President Biden felt his son was singled out and faced consequences because of politics. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
As the Biden administration prepares to leave office, it continues stepping up its help to Ukraine, reportedly getting ready to send another $725 million in military aid, including counter-drone systems. This is Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he may be willing to surrender some land to Russia if it helps Ukraine join NATO. White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby.
Our job has been, and will continue to be throughout the rest of this administration, making sure that we're putting him and his army in the best position of strength we possibly
Kirby,
can.
that
So
fake,
that
phony
when
fraud.
negotiations begin, he has leverage. He has some power at the table.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken's heading to Europe today for the administration's last meeting with NATO leaders. Holiday shopping season's in full swing. Police in D.C. stepping up patrols.
you will see more MPD officers out in neighborhoods, at holiday markets, and around the many business corridors that we have here in our city. Police Chief Pamela Smith, this year we've taken an extra step to work with some of our supermarkets. We're working with leadership chains at Giant, Target, and CVS just to ensure that they not only increase their security posture, but we're also increasing our security postures in those areas. Chief Smith also urging packages be delivered to the city's many Amazon lockers. Barbara Britt, WMAL, WMAL.com.
Many people will be ordering presents online this Cyber Monday.
Shoppers are searching for big deals and deep discounts today, and according to Adobe Analytics, consumers are expected to spend a record $13.2 billion, making it the year's biggest shopping day for e-commerce.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers checking your money. The Dow's down 97 points this hour. The Nasdaq's up 173. Traffic and weather next.
And one of the best personal
I ain't
finance
still got
podcasts,
time.
The Daddy Benjamin Show with Joe and his friends. Thanks, financial literacy, fun.
Back when I needed money, a lot of money, there were things that I did during my I need money years. What was really stupid, I didn't pay any attention to my expense line. I just thought if I keep making more money, life will get better. And that is a total lie. If you ever keep track of the bottom line, no matter how much money I made, I spent that.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, I would just mess that up.
Find out more by searching the Daddy Benjamin's podcast, wherever you listen.
Chris Plant here. You know, the holiday season is all about connection, but between gatherings and
traffic is jammed from Norton Road, but everything has been reopened in the express lanes on the southbound side. Watch out for accident activity in Fairfax on the northbound lanes of 123 between 95 and Workhouse Road. That currently has a left lane block, and in Lorton, Furnace Road is closed between Lorton Road and Route 1 due to an accident. Follow police direction there. Now for GarageDriveHere.com, WMAL Stormwatch and Forecast.
Plenty of sunshine, yet cold again this afternoon. Upper 30s, lower 40s, wind chill factors, upper 20s to middle 30s. Clear and cold overnight in the 20s, near 40 degrees on Tuesday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rubin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 39 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis, Sun News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
Dan Bongino.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the bite to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
That's bad.
Nexus between this disastrous story of Hunter Biden part, and it is an absolute threat to our
Just like
government
here,
institutions,
man.
everything.
You don't know what to do, they
It's a
stop.
messaging opportunity.
Well, you do have your headlights on. You're in the headlights.
And January 6th, and whenever there's an access to anything January 6th, I bring on the person who wrote the book titled, Jim, what's the title of the book? January, that's
That's the
crazy.
same way if somebody breaks into
Julie,
your house.
Julie, welcome back.
You
to the
already
show.
in the
It's good
same
to have you.
place.
Thanks for joining
You're gonna go and find it. How fucking
And I like
dumb
to
is
keep
that?
things
You know what
easy.
I'm saying?
You know, we don't need complicated titles. January 6th, that's all we need.
Do you know how many people, they say, yeah, Dan,
They gonna look like fucking Swiss cheese when I'm done.
Like January 6th. Yeah, no, I love that's what, no, that's the title. January 6th. I love that. Keep it real simple. That's a brilliant marketing shirt. I love it. But the book's amazing. Gives you the real story. And I'll get to the nexus between, you know where I'm going with this, but I want to hit you up with the general kind of pardon first. And Julie, I said in the first hour of the show, and I want your take on it, that yes, this is a tremendous opportunity for us to message against the deep state. We know what you and I have known is real for a long time. Now it's absolutely irrefutable. But let's be candid. I mean, this is really terrible for our country. We're an embarrassment on the international stage. Faith in institutions now is totally collapsed. No serious person that's not a diehard ideologue believes, like, you know, justice is blind or any of these other tropes anymore. This Obama-Biden regime has really decimated faith in
We're in
institutions.
Carlisle. We're almost
It
there.
absolutely has. And, you know, there's recent polling that bears this out. There was a Gallup poll released in September that shows historically low trust factors by the American people in our major institutions.
All
And a
right.
few of the institutions with the lowest
All right.
approval ratings are the Department of Justice and the FBI. And that is precisely because, starting with Obama, and of course you wrote the book on Crossfire Hurricane, starting with that, weaponizing and politicizing the DOJ, first against Trump campaign advisors, the president himself, his family members, and then now more than 1,500 of his supporters who are ensnared and caught up in the unprecedented, vengeful prosecution of the events of January 6th. So they are directly responsible, and this is just the latest thumb in the eye of, you know, Mr. Rule of Law, and, you know, our threats to democracy Joe Biden has been warning about for 4 years. And at the end of the day, pardoning his son, not just for the crimes for which he has been convicted, but crimes he apparently committed over the past 4 years while his father was president. Just a breathtaking scope of his clemency, protecting Hunter Biden from his criminality and, of course, his family's as well.
And Julie's got a great Substack. We're talking to Julie Kelly. She's Julie_Kelly2 on X. You can check out her Substack. You've been all over January 6th. Like I said, you wrote a book about it. However, I don't want people to forget that you've been all over the documents scam in Mar-a-Lago, too. The raid of Melania Trump's underwear drawer by federal agents who magically couldn't seem to find another way to get these things. I mean, even though cooperation was happening. But this goes back to my point that, yes, acknowledging this is awful for the United States, period, full stop. This should not have happened. We look like idiots. But if Biden is going to engage in this type of corruption, then damn well we're going to expose and message it. And this has been a gift for people like you screaming the deep state is real. Just like the documents case, where Biden's DOJ was like, oh my gosh, Trump stole these documents, even though he had the declassification authority. And then what does it turn out? Biden's got stolen documents. I mean, this guy cannot get out of his own way. Government's weaponized, and he pardons his kid for, importantly, Julie, a potential crime in FARA that Biden himself is involved in.
Right, and I mean, I think you just raised a very important point. The charges that were finally brought against Hunter Biden were a slap on the wrist compared to the international crime racket that Hunter Biden, at the direction of the big guy, his father, helped direct, dating back to his days even before he was named to the Burisma quote-unquote board of directors, which of course he was not a board member. He was a lobbyist, and he never registered as such, similar to his business dealings with other foreign adversaries, including China and Russia. So, you know...
So we should be going left at this first entrance
kind
up
of
here, since that's
prosecution
where
that
we're
could have been brought
delivering.
against Hunter Biden. So he's going to get away with all of this. And to your point, at the same time, the FBI conducted that armed raid of Carlisle for 9 hours under the ruse of trying to find government papers, rummaging, really violating the terms of an already very broad search warrant by rummaging through Melania's personal suite in Barron Trump's bedroom. At the same time, we now know Joe Biden's top associates were scouring Penn Biden Center in Biden's home, looking for similar documents, knowing that this investigation was underway by the Biden DOJ, and knowing that it was going to result in some sort of indictment. So, and I know this from covering the documents case, there's proof, Dan, of collusion between the Biden White House and General Counsel Jonathan Sue, working with officials at the DOJ and the National Archives to concoct the documents case dating back to the spring of 2021. This was always their plan. And so here, once again, just a parade of slap in your face, double standard of justice, where not only was Joe Biden never held accountable for holding national defense information and his ghostwriter destroying evidence, at the same time, even now we have his son off scot-free.
I'd imagine.
We're talking to Julie Kelly, the author of the book, January 6th. I want to get to the Cash Patel appointment in a minute in relation to what you just said, the collusion between the Biden White House and the DOJ, but I just want to kind of put a bow on this. My opinion, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, is that this is really not about protecting Hunter Biden. Joe Biden doesn't care about his son. If he did, he wouldn't have sent him overseas with a crack problem. So please spare me like the good dad arguments. I'm not interested. I already told my audience, if you're a Republican and you're going to go with that, like you are being gaslit to the phantom zone. But I believe this is about protecting Obama and Joe Biden. You have to remember, people forget that it was Obama that made Biden the point man on Ukraine. You can't tell me, Julie, with a straight face, with the mounds of evidence saying otherwise, that Obama didn't know what Biden was up to with this money laundering scheme for information, using his family as conduits. Obama had to know. They're not protecting Hunter. Hunter probably threatened or implied or winked and nodded at the family.
Hey, Brad,
I don't get a pardon. It'd be a real shame if I wrote a book or something. This is about protecting Obama and Joe, not Hunter.
I got
Absolutely right. And you know
Mavic
who else turned a
2Z,
blind eye to all of this as
and
it
I'm
was
looking for
unfolding during the
a
Obama years?
smart controller for it. So if you know anybody's got one,
message.
I don't think this is going to work out the way he wants it to either way.
When the Bidens were flying around on Air Force 2, taking Hunter to China
what is
and
it, when I
other
take a track trail around that
locations,
shit?
vacuuming up all
Yeah, you ain't making it this way.
Biden family bank
Oh, we ain't
account.
going
Jack
around there.
Smith turned a blind eye. And now where is he? He is going to be the target of a DOJ investigation and congressional Republican investigation into abusing his authority and committing probably several crimes in the process, obstructing justice, for example, fabricating, tampering with evidence that we know happened with the Mar-a-Lago raid, destroying evidence which came out during the classified documents court proceedings. So he turned a blind eye as well. And to your point, yes, once again, all of this points back to the reign of Barack Obama, the weaponization of the DOJ, and the wink and the nod of the Hunter and Joe and Jim Biden, Sarah Biden, all of them, family crime racket.
Yeah, I just need one to operate that Mavic
Kelly,
Zoom.
follow her on X. She's at Julie.
That phone shit just ain't working
Check
out.
out her Substack. Julie, let's get to January 6th, an area you wrote a book about it. You have a lot of expertise on the matter. There is now zero argument to be made to not pardon people for these abuses of justice, where grandmothers walking into the Capitol, who at best, I'm not telling
All the
you,
jobs I hear,
even at
some
best,
just don't know what he wants to do. I got a tractor trailer.
Trespass thing, whatever.
They think I just turn it anywhere.
A lot of confusion on that thing. No criminal
They don't
charges
think,
should be
man.
filed against anyone at all. To even make them get
Alright,
the
hang tight. I'm still looking.
people rotting in the gulag now. The case against a pardon for abuses of
I knew
justice
this shit would happen.
against the J6 political prisoners is now completely, utterly gone. I don't want to hear a peep from the left-wing media about it. You've been advocating.
Okay, give me a check. I already got it,
Your thoughts on
FBV.
this now that your approach to it has been totally
Yeah, the full wheels just to get in here,
You can send me some
regardless.
information on Messenger.
Any
I'll take a look at
upside,
it.
Yes, it is a disgrace. It's another humiliation to our
I don't know
country
how hard this is to
by
be.
Joe Biden, what he did.
Oh,
with his son.
pretty fucking hard.
Pardon laughing.
Alright, so you see that first entrance where you're at?
Yeah.
But the only upside is that this completely...
If you come up here to where I'm at and we turn in, you'd have to turn right and then turn left to get back out where you're at. But I'm thinking that this is probably the better option, is to come up here where I'm at and turn in. We've made this turn before and then turn back out up there.
Confrontation with police. They were still subjected to a hyper-partisan rigged legal, judicial...
Because he wants them out back, but I told him it ain't going out back.
That's what they got a pedal bone for.
Out of a jury trial.
Also what I told him.
All charges. DOJ has a 100% conviction rate in Washington, D.C. for J6ers. Why? Because it's completely rigged against them. So yes, I think a blanket pardon is absolutely...
That's just our company say we'll put them anywhere. We'll do anything for you.
Make sure you take this black to this trailer up here.
Today, they are still bringing charges and putting these people before Washington, D.C. voters who voted 93% for Kamala Harris in the November election. So regardless of the offenses, the charges, it has been a rigged system from the start.
Yeah, man, I
And
get
I
into
think
some
if Joe
stupid
Biden's going
shit.
to talk about selective prosecution and targeting his son because of his political...
I mean, this is still tight, but this is better than the other option.
Now has the words that Joe Biden offered and the media...
They wanted you up there on that other street to the left.
Eat those words directly out of Joe Biden's mouth.
Well, Julie,
Last
they've
time I
given
dropped
up,
them where they
they've
did,
given up entirely the political
bathroom.
argument initiative. They've lost.
Last time I was on this side with you, we got them where that dirt pile is.
Air Force One Gaggle. She just said that Joe Biden believes that the politics of the DOJ may have basically exacerbated this case against his son. So they're
Good, we gotta pull some wheels.
explicitly acknowledging that politics, she even used the word, I believe, infected.
And we're gonna have to pull them to get out of here anyway.
So you just nailed it. Like, there's no political argument to be made either. Oh, no one's above the law. You just said politics have infected the DOJ. It's your spokesperson's words. They have no political argument.
They don't, and that actually is the same verbiage that Joe Biden wrote in his pardon order last night, that it's been infected with politics. So we're supposed to believe it's only infected politically on one side. And important to remember, too, the nexus here, not just...
If you straighten out and back up and dump them on the your driver's side, his driver's side, right? Your driver's side on the other side of the trailer.
Who declined to cooperate with Special Counsel David Weissman bringing tax charges against Hunter Biden for evading taxes and lying on his tax form from 2014 and 2015. This is the same Matthew Graves, to this day, who is putting his line prosecutors in D.C. courtrooms presiding over trials and continuing to bring charges against J6ers. He will do until January 19th of 2025, guaranteed. That is another avatar of the politicization of the Department of Justice. Matthew Graves right there.
Yeah, Julie, nobody knows the case better than you folks. She's Julie Kelly. Give her a follow on X at Julie_Kelly too. Nobody knows more about these cases. The documents case of January 6th. You've done a great job. And check her Substack out. Her book.
Sorry, partner.
January 6th. Julie, thanks for the time. We always appreciate it.
No,
Thank you very much.
it.
Always happy to be on. Thanks.
about.
There you go, folks. Whenever we've got any, there's a significant time.
Okay,
You can no longer argue that January 6th defendants in these cases were treated fairly. The President of the United States is just acknowledging what politics has infected the country. It's over. It's over. Your political argument.
Even if I pull the wheels,
make all the
still got the
moral,
trailer.
ethical arguments
You know what I mean?
It's a legal case. Legal and political arguments are now finished. I'm not done talking about this. We're going to bed.
That's what I was doing. Just make sure that, yeah, basically still put on a rollback.
Miserable. Try the quick drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier and healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select warehouse clubs in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local retailer today. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
Trying to put a tractor trailer in a mushroom boat.
And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare agent information.
I did see a big pile of rocks on your driver's side.
Works in your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414.
Before my Wesley Financial Group.
Told him to put him on the fucking flatbed next time.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news. WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live
from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion in tax. Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free demo.
his shit. We'll get out of here. Oh my. Alrighty.
When you backed up and pushed it with the trailer.
Saving more than $610 million. The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher houses across the country and overseas.
Don't forget to turn your lights off. I'll turn the trailer lights off.
Driving in Maryland. Did you know an Easy Pass from DriveEasyMD.com can save you time and money? Of course you did, because you are a thrifty driver. An antenna reads your Easy Pass transponder and automatically deducts the toll from your Easy Pass account. There, you just saved money with Easy Pass, all without slowing or receiving a notice in the
Let me know if we get loaded or not.
Well done. More Easy Pass at DriveEasyMD.com.
But I couldn't see a thing without them. I wanted LASIK, but I wasn't sure who I could trust. And then I discovered Holzman Laser Vision. And let me tell you, Dr. Holzman and his team are experts in LASIK. I really felt like a valued patient and not just another customer on the LASIK assembly line. At my consultation, they thoroughly explained LASIK, answered all of my questions, and they determined I would be a good candidate for surgery. It was short and painless and life-changing. My vision was 2015 the very next day. My friends, if you want sharp vision without contacts or glasses, even reading glasses, visit Holzman Laser Vision. They're a proud partner of the Washington Capitals and your solution for vision correction. Online at drholzman.com. That's drholzman.com. When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by Patel and FBI.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Have to get something off your mind? Call 844 the USA and let Dan know. 844-484-3872. The Dan Bongino Show.
College Football Mondays, big, huge hat tip. Again, by request, they got to producer Jim early on Twitter. Indiana, what a season, just like South Carolina. Not a huge legacy football program. Basketball, yeah. Football, and what a season. God bless you, man. Keep it together. You got to win those last few games. But we appreciate all our fans. We love College Football Mondays. We make our way around the country. If you want to give us a call, we take your calls this hour, 844-484-3872, 844 the USA. And if you missed any of today's show, including the first and second hour, we addressed in detail who they are really protecting with the Hunter Biden pardon. And here's a hint. It ain't Hunter Biden. Check out the podcast. You'll get all the details. It's available on Rumble at rumble.com/Bongino, or download the Rumble app, or you can follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We appreciate it. Now, the other enormous story of the weekend. Thank you, Bongino Army, which is growing. We had a massive 175,000 people on live stream today, so we appreciate that. We got it done. We got it done. You pushed hard for Cash Patel. One thing I like about the Trump transition team is they listen to the voice of the people. Donald Trump knows who the good guys are, but there are a lot of people lobbying for the job, folks. The FBI director is an important job. To be clear, Christopher Wray's term runs through 2027. So Donald Trump is going to have to fire him. I suggest he does that because Wray's already said he's not resigning. I suggest Donald Trump does it the second he swears in, have an automated message ready to play, and his shit set. Christopher Wray, you're fired right out of The Apprentice. Goodbye. Leave the office. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, okay? Cash was the guy for the job. The reason I say that is having written a few books on the Spygate collusion hoax and everything the deep state did to try to take down Donald Trump. Cash Patel and Devin Nunes, a lot of that information came from them through the reports and the other items they had produced, the Nunes memo and others. If you look at my book, a lot of these things are cited multiple times. I'm not mentioning names because I'm not trying to sell your book. I'm trying to make the point about Cash, not about the damn book. That these guys were outing this scandal while people on the Republican side, TV personalities and others, were like, well, I'm not sure the FBI did anything wrong. And we were out there dangling on our own. I'm going to tell you, the first person that cracked that thing in the media personality space was Levin. Remember that? When Levin was like, I think they were spying on Trump, and everybody laughed at him. Brian Stelter, potato head. That's a conspiracy theory. But Cash Patel and Devin Nunes were all over this thing from the start. Now, that explains this clip. Jim, cut for it. Probably the second most important clip we're going to play in today's show. Andrew McCabe, so you understand who you're about to hear. Here he is on CNN after Cash is nominated by Trump to run the FBI. Andrew McCabe is the acting director and deputy director of the FBI, while all of the FBI collusion hoax and nonsense was going on. Andrew McCabe is knee-deep in all of this. I've got a book on it. Lee Smith has a book on it. Protecting the President. There's a ton of books about this that have exhaustively researched how knee-deep Andrew McCabe and Jim Comey were in this. Folks, those two, Bill Priestnap and Peter Strzok from the FBI, were the core managerial headquarters FBI component that managed the entire collusion hoax. The long and short of it is, if you read Holman Jenkins' work at the Wall Street Journal, Jim Comey knew he screwed up with the Hillary Clinton press conference. because he screwed up a bunch of fake Russian intelligence. This is the part you've never heard before. The only way to cover that up was an insurance policy later, was to make it appear that Russian collusion was real so Comey didn't look like an idiot. That's the reason they played into Hillary Clinton's conspiracy theory about the PP tape, because they had to. McCabe knows all of this. McCabe is freaked out because Cash Patel knows all of this too. So when he gets in there at the FBI, you can expect the books to be opened up, and there's potential legal liability. So CNN, with no sense of a spine at all, or any sense of human decency, brings on a co-conspirator in the collusion hoax to attack the guy who uncovered it, Cash Patel, who may be the next director of the FBI. This is what CNN has become, a disgusting pile of filth bags. Check this out.
Andrew, I just want to start first with you and just get your reaction to this news tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI, and also for the nation that depends on a highly functioning, professional, independent Federal Bureau of Investigation. The fact that Cash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate. So I think what we should really be thinking about right now is, what does this signal in terms of Donald Trump's intent for the FBI?
This is really, folks, a really stunning clip. I mean, shocking even by deep state standards. I got a couple of notes I took during that 38 seconds. America needs a functional FBI. Okay, you don't have one, because the FBI's function during the Trump years has been to investigate people who use the word beast. MAGA, no. Okay, look it up. Go look that up. Oh, look, you see it? Pro-lifers, school board concerned parents, Moms for Liberty groups, people who attended the January 6th rally, people who wear red hats, just about anyone who objects to the Biden agenda. He then says we need a professional FBI. Well, let me know when that happens. We need an independent FBI, bro. Really? You're gonna go down that road then? You're gonna suggest to me with a straight face that the FBI has been independent of the Democrat Party swamp? Is this a joke? And then, the best part of all, from a guy who was at the upper levels of management, was at one point the acting director, while the FBI is spying on Donald Trump, Andrew McCabe attacks Cash Patel and says he's not qualified. Senior level official, DOD, prosecutor, DNI's office, intelligence background. He's not qualified. Let me tell you something a little birdie told me a long time ago about Andrew McCabe. This piece of garbage here. Andrew McCabe's qualifications were almost zero. Apparently, according to my source, McCabe used to walk around bragging his wife was a doctor and that his FBI salary is like his playing around him. I'm just telling you what the source told me, and here's another quote from the guy. McCabe was a terrible agent. All he was a briefer. In other words, he'd get in front of a room and give like nice briefing, but never actually do anything. You're attacking Cash Patel, who uncovered your role? That's, I'm not even so much angry that McCabe is human garbage. He is, and he's been exposed, and every sane person knows he's garbage. That CNN puts this guy on as a subject matter expert on his own malfeasance. Just please stop with the news organization nonsense. It's left. It really, you guys just sound stupid. Here's why they're really here. I want you to listen to this clip. It's a little bit extended. It's about 1:30 seconds, but it's worth it. This is Cash Patel on the Sean Ryan Show, another great podcast. Cash is talking about two critical issues. One I brought up before, so I'm not going to go into detail here. It's the mission creep of the FBI, but I need it in context of the later point. The mission creep of the FBI into intelligence has completely backfired on the American people because the FBI is now spying on us. Okay? 702, metadata, Moms for Liberty, MAGA people, all this stuff, okay? But the second part he makes the Tip Sean Ryan Show. Listen to this and you'll see why Andrew McCabe is really afraid of Cash Patel. Check this out.
Then we need to decrease what I call government creep with personnel. The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big. And the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and rapists and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for the next government promotion, looking for the next fancy government title, looking for the parachute out of government. So while you're bringing in the right people, you also have to shrink government. So that's some government reform. Yeah, you gotta work with Congress to eliminate the billets. This is one of the things we did when I was deputy DNI. Got to DNI and I was like, okay, what do all these people do? We've got the CIA, so why do we have analysts doing the CIA's job here? What about the floor of them? Like, give me a good answer. I mean, I don't know everything. I don't know a lot. But if you can give me an answer that satisfies their existence, I'm all in. Well, we just have our own people. Okay, well, now we don't. And we went to Congress and zeroed out a bunch of billets. And they hated us for it. Why? Why would Congress hate you for that? Congress, the public. Congress is like, great, you saved this money. And the only agency that returned money this year because we didn't spend our entire budget. We were literally funding seats with no humans in them for years.
Folks, follow the money. This isn't complicated. The reason the bureaucrats on the inside hate Cash Patel is because they're getting their paychecks every 2 weeks. And this guy's saying, what the hell do you guys do? There are other reasons the intel, the books getting opened up on Spygate. I get that. I just did a whole segment on that last week. But the other reason is just really simple. A lot of these jobs are going to be gone. What do you guys do all day? And here is the good rub. Jim, if you would, cut 7. Here's Cash Patel on Tim Pool's show. He brings up an interesting point about January 6th and the potential for Fed involvement. It's maybe another reason they don't want Cash Patel looking at the books. Check this out.
I'm not saying I know definitively. What I'm saying is a reasonable suspicion is that there were agents. There's a video showing a guy with an earpiece pulling people into the building. Alright? You combine that with the evidence of perhaps, and it looks like you have a preponderance of evidence suggesting there may have been federal law enforcement involved in making that thing happen. I'll get you beyond a reasonable doubt on a piece of information. Ray Epps was on FBI's most wanted list one day. And the next day, he was off of the FBI's most wanted list. There are only 2 ways that happens. You die, or your informant. Put that aside. Under congressional testimony, Jill Sanborn, who I used to work with, the head of the FBI Counterintelligence Division, in charge of all these investigations, testified under oath when Senator Cruz asked her, spent flat out, were there federal agents involved on January 6th? And she said, quote, Senator, I can't answer that at this time. Not if the answer was definitively no, having been a DOJ FBI guy myself, she would have gone there and said, nope, absolutely not. The reason she said I can't answer that is because of the same stonewalling they gave us during Russia, gave us Christopher Steele, and everybody else. It's the same narrative, and I'm telling you they were there. So you're saying that she said I can't answer that because the answer is yes, and that would compromise whatever her operation was said.
Ah, bingo! You want to see that actual clip in that exchange? Me and Ted Cruz, just watch the podcast and we have it in there just for you to see. He can't answer the question because they don't want to answer the question. So what he pulled from it? It's a good hitter, wasn't he, Hector? If they want to answer the question, then why ain't they answering the question? Because they don't want to answer the question. That's why they're afraid of Cash Patel. And that's why the deep state that got wrecked tried to come after people who were truth tellers. I got more of this coming up after the break, including your phone calls 844-484-3872. We'll be right back. So much to celebrate, but the fight has just begun. The fight for life, especially when we see how abortion took center stage in this historical election. That's why we can't stop talking about the ministry of preborn. Preborn has rescued over 300,000
making sense of the news?
Fisher House Foundation works with you.
When your loved one's been wounded, you want to be there to support them.
We've spent every dime we have.
We look at what the military can provide, and we look at what a family's needs are, and then we try to fill in the gap.
Fisher House supports those who support our wounded heroes.
We want these people to know that we consider them to be special.
Join Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse in supporting our wounded soldiers and their families. Visit WMAL.com/Fisher House.
It's Larry for Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse, a sponsor of WMAL's Operation Fisher House campaign. Sheila, a military mom herself, and her team are proud to be trusted military partners when it comes to helping military families who need to transition away from home by specializing in helping owners rent and manage their home for top dollar quickly. If you own a home or investment property, find out how much it will rent for. Call 571-517-1525 or visit rwdcnova.com.
For Mervis Diamond Importers, this is Ronnie Mervis. Mervis success is built on two essentials: quality diamonds and effective communication. Mervis provides the diamonds, and WMAL provides the communication. They get the message out. WMAL reaches a huge number of adults. That's why we choose this station as our advertising partner. Mervis Diamond Importers values personal service. So does WMAL. We're a great team offering the same ideals to Washington's elite. Mervis has a unique advantage. There's more diamonds, much better quality, and the most value. It's something no one else can match. We rely on WMAL to tell the world. If your business has an advantage to broadcast, say it to WMAL. WMAL provides a wide audience. That's why we select WMAL as our partner. They have huge reach, and they can be trusted. And when you're ready to celebrate a special occasion with a world-class diamond, call me, Ronnie Mervis, at Mervis Diamond Importers. I'm at 1-800-LOVE or online at mervisdiamonds.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734.
You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Dan, 24/7 at Bongino.com.
I'm just gonna let it play. Of course, if you're a P1 listener, you already know what's going on. I'm in a bind here because I absolutely love the state of Texas. It's one of our best audiences. Houston, Dallas. I just love you guys. But Jim, who is an avid Longhorns fan on college football, and he's got a spot reserved. He will not leave. He will not leave. Remember in New York, Jim, they had like a 10-minute limit on the meters in high traffic areas. You won't leave. Give a ticket out. He's not leaving. He's all Leo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street. How about that? He insists on inserting. He reserves the spot no matter what happens for the Horns. Oh, we love you. It is not, I don't want to pay tickets. I'm just saying. People have lobbied Jim online for this spot to get their university in there, and he's not going over. He is full Jordan Belfort, Leo DiCaprio. He's not leaving. So hot tip to the amazing University of Texas. We love you. We love you. Thank you so much for your support. And nobody, I promise, nobody knows you more than Jim. And big win this week. Love the Aggies, but they had a rough couple weeks. Auburn, but Texas, they were Texas toughness. gets us cooked in this whole thing. Remember, we lose the last game. Remember Moneyball. Nobody cares what happened. Remember that. Open an IRA gold with Birch Gold and you get free silver shipped directly to your home. That's right, it's the most wonderful time of the year. The only time of the year Birch Gold gives away a free 1-ounce silver eagle for every $5,000 purchase. And here's the best part. You don't have to pay a penny out of pocket. Simply convert an existing IRA or 401k to a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, and Birch Gold will send you your free silver coins directly to your house. Now you might be thinking, why do I need to diversify into gold? My guys headed to DC, things are good. Well, here are the facts. You got to reverse a $35 trillion national debt in just 4 years. It's like a field mouse trying to stop a freight train. You can't even afford to pay the interest on the debt, let alone the rest. So take action now. Text Bongino to 989898 before December 18th for a free info kit on gold, and how to claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases from Birch Gold. Do it before December 18th. Again, text Bongino to the number 989898 for peace of mind that lasts longer than 4 years. Usage and data rates apply.
Coming up after Dan Bongino, Hunter Biden gets his pardon. Who could have seen that coming besides everybody? Join us at 3 o'clock.
Eric, file a complaint about Jim's abuse of his DJ authorities here, please. Because I can't do it. All right, getting a call. Rob, you're on the Dan Bongino show. What do you got for me?
Hey, for taking my call. I firmly believe that Trump would have pardoned Hunter Biden if Joe didn't. And I'll tell you why. I think he would have got pressure from Republican senators, maybe some high-ranking House members. Hunter Biden was in the middle of it. If you look at the laptop and the email to Weissman and not for Weissman, raising money for a bio war that our senators made millions and millions of dollars, some $1 million a month on the brink from that war. Both parties. You remember Rush Limbaugh's last episode, he said they put their spouses and their relatives on K Street. And when it fell,
I don't want to cut you off. I promise it's not your content. It's actually the show's going to end. But I do want to squeeze in some words on it. I agree with you that there was going to be a lot of pressure, even from the swampy side of the Republican House. Your point is accurate. To make all of this go away. Your point is a good one. Thanks for the call. See you tomorrow.
Surprise! Your expense is this month way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain and now you're in a betting war. Something on the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money. Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus the fridge died in the break room and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, True Vitality Medical Center gets your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Smithers. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? True Vitality Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE with men lasting longer than ever. Patients see instant results on their first visit.
True Vitality Medical Center's breakthrough treatments restore your sex life regardless of age or medical
government is trying to reassure people that the ceasefire that started last week between Israel and Hezbollah is holding, despite both sides accusing the other of violating it. Spokesperson Matthew Miller.
Just as anywhere in the world, when you see a ceasefire implemented, you see various violations at times. Ultimately, what we don't want to see is the ceasefire breakdown. We've not seen the ceasefire breakdown.
Israel says Hezbollah fired rockets into a border zone held by Israel but part of Lebanon, the first attack since the truce. The Iran-backed militants say it was a defensive and warning response and claim Israel has violated the ceasefire dozens of times. Meanwhile, Miller says they're also pushing for a resolution in Gaza. President-elect Trump writing on Truth Social minutes ago that if the hostages are not released before he takes office, quote, those responsible will be hit harder than anybody has been hit in the long and storied history of the United States of America. And he says in all caps, release the hostages now. You can now add former to the title of Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks.
Also Brooks resigned this morning ahead of her move to the U.S. Senate in January. If she'd waited any longer, the county council would have named her successor, but instead, the move triggers a special election. These four candidates told 7 News Brad Bell they're running.
Councilmember Calvin Hawkins.
I definitely am, Brad.
County Council Chair Jolene Ivey.
I definitely am running.
State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy.
I am absolutely in the race.
And former County Executive Richard Baker, who isn't quite declaring, but who is clearly running.
The county's administrative officer will fill in until someone's elected. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The White House pushing back against criticism of President Biden's decision to pardon his son Hunter, despite saying earlier that he wouldn't.
During contentious exchanges with reporters on Air Force One, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre insisted President Biden was not lying when he previously ruled out a pardon for his son Hunter.
He said he came to this decision this weekend, and he said he wrestled with
Both sides for that decision. DC Air is pledging increased safety measures for the busy holiday shopping season.
We're always focused throughout the year, of course, but especially this time of year as people are shopping, buying gifts, and having packages delivered. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser, in addition to our Swarm Patrol officers, MPD is deploying more than 100 recruits from the MPD Academy to assist our businesses. Just this morning, DC Police report 2 armed robberies involving a trio of men, one wearing an Amazon Prime vest. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Many Americans are participating in Cyber Monday, one of the biggest shopping days of the year today. The National Retail Federation estimates at least 72 million Americans will shop in store and online today. Checking your money, the Dow 97 points, the NASDAQ up 180. Traffic and weather next.
Making sense. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Here it is. Weekdays 6 to 9 p.m. Listen to this, will you?
Talk 105.9.
Making sense of the news.
Ever talk to an old-timer who regrets not dealing with their teeth, taking care of them over the course of their life? We all have. This is Vince. I'm telling you, dental health is critical to your overall health. Do not wait to start a healthier lifestyle. You can overcome your fear of the dentist with sedation. The Cascade Center for Dental Health. You see, everybody is totally different, so there is a sedation option that will fit perfectly just for you. They have a highly trained team of dental experts who can handle even the most complex cases. For some people, going to the dentist is scary. It shouldn't be. It should be a very relaxed one in Sterling, one in Burke, and now one in Centerville. They all are the same great experience. So waiting for it. Make that no-obligation appointment today. All you have to do is visit their website. That's Cascade1.com. Cascade1.com. That's Cascade1.com. For all your glass, mirror, and shower door needs, visit DullasGlass.com. Dullas Glass. Love your glass.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need for the holidays, from custom holiday cards and photo gifts to laptops and gaming systems, even shipping solutions. And now save up to $350 on select computers. In-store only offer ends 12/28. Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Watch out for accident activity on 395 southbound at Washington Boulevard in the right lane. And also there is the accident on eastbound 66 at the off-ramp to go onto Langston Boulevard, the Roslyn exit. That is exit 73. That exit ramp is partially blocked. The accident on 95 northbound at Garrison Boulevard moved to the shoulder, but delays remain. And still a vehicle fire cleanup southbound at Route 1 and Woodbridge in the 2 left
great sections around the county. It's pretty calm on the roadways this afternoon. 270 looks good. Same for 15 through Frederick. 70 West, though, still got that road course that's closed down. Franklin and Shore. West Virginia, 11 north in Flemish, approach the exit for 81 in Marlow. In Loudoun County, the intersection of 9 and Fox Gap Road, a little congested right now. The disturbance of traffic by service of Frederick Air. Brian, whatever it takes, keep you calm. Frederick Air, live with good calm. This hour of Christmas Dash for Kids on I-30 to the WFMD. Take on one for a night. Flagging for one.
These days go by so fast. This is Monday. Monday will be over before you know it. Then we'll be saying, well, what happened to Monday? Well, we don't need you to wait to the last moment of the week. You don't have to wait to that last second to try to get your pledge in and to get your money in. So why don't you make it happen? Get in early. Before the front guys instead of the back guys, the front girls instead of the back girls, so that you can go ahead and get that taken care of, and which is what we'd like to see. Get that money in so we know where we're going, how well we can pace ourselves to take care of the children. Do we know how many children yet? A lot. They're still collecting names. Yeah, that's scary every year because no matter what that first number that Kelly gives us or whoever gives us, it then goes up, then goes up, then goes up. So that means we just need to get more from the kind people, the good-hearted people, who open their wallets and their hearts and support Christmas kids. Once again, this is the year to do it. We have a lot going for us, and we need a lot of help, and that's what we're here for.
And these are friends.
Only friendly counts.
These are our family, our friends. These kids go to school with your kids. These families go to church with you. These are Frederick County families, and you never know what could happen to you during the year. That we've got all sorts of stories about something medical happening, some kind of issue, some kind of emergency that just takes out. I mean, some study said something like 70% of Americans couldn't deal with a $600 emergency, right? So what happens when that emergency happens to you? And it's November and December, and you're looking at choosing between presents and putting food on the table, and we're not going to let, and that's for now 49 years, we haven't, and we're not going to this year either. We're not going to let that happen to any family in our case. Very interesting. I had a conversation a little bit earlier today with somebody who was talking about, we were doing a generational thing, and he's like, these kids just don't understand what we've gone through. He goes, they're like struggling or whatever. He goes, I had to deal with whether I was going to buy groceries, buy insurance, pay the mortgage, and he goes, and it was a roulette wheel. He goes, I had to pick and choose which one I was going to do and hope the other ones didn't get mad. But we always had to buy food, so there's always a struggle, and sometimes people are a little more well off, but they still have a struggle with medical bill. I talked about that, and I don't know them. Somebody mentioned the family up in Thurmont. Yeah, we're down. Yeah, the house just, I drove by it. It's completely gutted. It is devastating, and not only do they have to deal with that, they have to deal with the fire, they have to deal with the insurance, they have to deal with replacing everything, they have to deal with losing their memories. I've talked to my sister about that, and there's some, and she said, we lost all our memories, because they had Alzheimer's. She said, we lost it all. And then recently, they got hit with Helene and Milton. They lost everything else. They lost even more memories. So people struggle. You might not think they're struggling, but there are struggles. And it's not always what we kind of, time to look at and go, well, I know they're poor, so they need help. No, it's not always. Some people put on a bright, smiling face and just are struggling inside, and they turn to the Salvation Army for help. And the Salvation Army has asked, we kind of went to them today. We're going to help you guys, and we're going to do, I always like what Ron Ross says, and he's always like, well, we put the icing on the cake for the fun. Yep. And no kid should go without a present under the tree, even if you have a tree, on Christmas. Kids know at a very early age about Christmas. Oh yeah, it's not, everyone else knows what's going on, and as a child, think about what it would be to be that child, and all of your neighbors, all of your friends from school are going to show up for that first day back and talk about what they've got, or I don't know, Instagram, Snapchat to each other and all that they do. And to be the child that doesn't, as I said, we're not going to let that happen. And think about the courage it takes for that parent. Because these are vetted families. It's not just somebody walking up and grabbing a bag somewhere. These are families that have to come to the Salvation Army. They have to get vetted. They have to get de-conflicted with Toys for Tots and all the other things, to make sure that we're spreading out as much as possible and getting to everybody with a need. They have to step up and say, I can't do this. I don't know the amount of courage it takes to do that for your child. I can't imagine what it's like to sit in that room and make that decision. Yeah, because it's a pride thing. I'm not providing, I'm not this, I'm not that, and maybe through no fault of their own. Yeah, we had to
just, a couple of years ago, just said I was at my wit's end, and somebody told me about Christmas cash for kids, and he goes, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have had anything, and here's a couple bucks, because we're now back on our feet. Yeah. And that's what Christmas cash for kids is all about. Thank you for that phone call. If you want to make a phone call, 301-694-9363, 301-694-WFMD. We also have other ways for you to give. How's that? Let me tell you, I get it. Weissman will tell you how we have other ways to give. We have lots of ways. Tell me more. So first of all, 316-994-9363, 316-94-WFMD. You can call it in. And in fact, all the ways to donate, we still want you to call us in and tell us you did. Let us know that you went to a PNC bank. That's one way. Any PNC bank in Frederick County. You can drop off your donation, walk up to the counter and just say, hey, this is for Christmas cash for kids. They should know exactly what you're talking about. And you can go online, ChristmasCashForKids.com. You can donate there. Super simple. You put your credit card in, taken care of by the Betty Jane Foundation. They cover all the credit card fees for you, so every dollar goes towards it. And our favorite, you can drive up here, Grove Hill Road, and hand it over yourself. And you can challenge somebody, you can tell your story. Meet Tim May. That's right, absolutely. Like that. You can be Terry, the Sergeant at Arms. You can do anything. You can come up here and be kind of a part of this. We have the whole studio up front, which you guys will see me on the Facebook Live feed up there in a couple minutes. Sure. When they kick me out of the studio. But we've got it all set up for you, but we want to hear your story. 301-694-9363, 301-694-WFMD. We just got this in from Dave. New money. $600 for Christmas cash for kids. So there you go. And just said Dave. It just says Dave. They know nothing. Just Dave Anonymous. There you go. Very well. We need to take a short pause. We're coming right back with your call. That sounds great. It's the Morning News Express and Midmere Live and Christmas cash for kids at WFMD.
It's beginning to feel a lot like the holidays in historic Frederick. Celebrate Frederick's annual Candlelight House Tour, sponsored by Visit Frederick, is this weekend, 5 to 9 p.m. on Saturday and noon to 4 on Sunday. Get your tickets now. This self-guided walking tour takes you inside 7 private homes elaborately adorned with holiday decor throughout historic Frederick. It's a delight year after year with the architectural nuances, decorations, and historical significance of these magnificent homes. Learn more by calling 301-600-2841 or go online at celebratefrederick.com.
Water Sales is thankful for all of our customers this year. With the holidays rapidly approaching, we would like to share the love. Below market pricing, great interest rates, low payments for all. Come into one of our 2 convenient locations or go to HighLowAutoSales.com. Check out our large inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Choose one, click confirm availability, and let our professional sales staff help you take advantage of the deals. HighLowAutoSales.com.
And it's leaking. Yeah, my wife is really freaking. Drop the ratchet on my forehead now. Call this bad device and call a plumber right now.
Peace of mind starts here. WM Wilson, the only plumbing solution in the Frederick and surrounding area. And they're dedicated to handle all your plumbing needs. Visit WMWilsonCo.com. Today, no more flooding, no more leaking.
Service of Brian Hall, PPS. Saving your smile with a rock and roll style. 270 North, you slow down at the Clarksburg Lane Drop. 15 North, backed up from 70 to Rosemont. 15 South, 26 down Rosemont. Traffic light is out at 85 and the ramp getting onto 270 North right now. Be aware there. Access on 70 West at the exit for 27, pushing traffic back to Watersville Road. 70 East gets bottlenecked at the exit for 695. In Loudoun County, 9 West gets bogged down in Cleveland and 15 North. It crawls already from Leesburg through Luckett. This is True with Your Traffic, a service from Frederick Air and Bryant. Whatever it takes to keep you comfortable, Frederick Air.
Would you rather spend Friday in line at the DMV or get a root canal? Hey, I'm Dr. Brian Hall, and I get a root canal, of course. I can actually make it a positive experience. Learn more at BrianDHall.com. This hour of Christmas Cash for Kids on 30 WFMD, made possible in part by Rack Brewing.
Hey, this is Clay Travis from the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show here on WFMD with a important reminder. This week is Christmas Cash for Kids Week on WFMD since the year 2000. They partnered with the Salvation Army to raise millions of dollars for less fortunate kids right here in Frederick County.
Buck Sexton here. If you want to make a Kids Day on Christmas morning, call 301-694-9363. That's 301-694-WFMD to donate to Christmas Cash for Kids.
Another cool thing is that 100% of your donation goes to buy toys, clothes, blankets, and food for kids in Frederick County. That's right, 100% pass-through, no overhead.
We'll give you the number again, so grab a pen and write this down. 301-694-9363. That's 301-694-WFMD. Cash for Kids from WFMD.
The holidays are upon us. The hustling, the bustling, the trying to get the Black Friday deals, the Cyber Monday deals, whatever it is. I got a deal for you here for Christmas Cash for Kids. This is the best deal. That you will take your money that you're going to spend on somebody that you're like, oh, well, you know, I gotta get them, you know, that one special gift or whatever. But you know what? If you give that same amount to Christmas Cash for Kids, we can buy not one, maybe not two, maybe not three, maybe not four, 5, 6. It depends on the amount of money that you give us. We can stretch your dollar because we team up with the Salvation Army, and they have a tax-free number, so we get taxes. No, we're not paying the state of Maryland, right? And no, we all know they want us to pay our fair share, right?
Absolutely.
And we don't because of Christmas Cash for Kids, and because we volume buy. We've got Jennifer Ross. She is the head shopping elf, and she gets the job done every single year. And I don't know how many years she's been doing it. As long as I've been doing it, she's been part of buying for Christmas Cash for Kids, and they have done a great job. They did a great job with Christmas Bash for Kids. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But so we can take your dollar and we can stretch it further than you can. And so that's a great gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And you can do that by picking up a phone, making a 45-second phone call. Then pick up the phone and go, hi, Christmas Cash for Kids, how can I help you? And you'll be like, I'm Tim May, and I'm going to donate X million dollars to Christmas Cash for Kids. Well, where are you calling from, Tim? Well, I'm calling from all over Frederick County because that's where I live, all over. And here it is. Here's my phone number, boom, and you're done. That's it. Now, if it is, I think we used to do 500, maybe 1,000 now. If we don't know you, I mean, we've had people who've called that we kind of know who they are. And we'll just verify it so, you know, somebody's not calling up and pretending they're Tim May. And so it's that simple. And then you just write your check out, you mail it, you drop it off to any PNC bank in Frederick County. And it's that simple. And you can tell everybody, hey, I get Christmas Cash for Kids. Put it on your Facebook, change your Facebook. We've got a logo that you can change your Facebook or your social media profiles. That we have that you can share with people who may not know the story of Christmas Cash for Kids, or they don't know that it's always the first Monday through Friday after Thanksgiving. They're like, oh, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, that's what we have to do, Bob. We have the opportunity. We don't have a lot of time. I've always said that for the years that we've been here doing that, and listen to it and be happening. Don't wait to the last minute. Try to be in the first, and you know, sit back, and then that way you can tell your friends, look, I've already done it. I've already made my contribution to Christmas Cash for Kids. I'm enjoying it. Rather than saying, let's do it, how about saying, I did it? And that way people can start to get the hint, you know, they did it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that is most important. Get the contribution in. And look, the amount is not really that important. The fact is that we're asking for you to give what you can, and what you can give. You know, don't give what is left, give what is right. That's what I say. Don't hold back. It's your opportunity to part of something tradition. Part of tradition, which is a great tradition, right here in Frederick County, Maryland. You can take care of other children. Children you'll never meet. Maybe you will, maybe. You know, I think not. But the point is, they will have a Christmas because of your donation, because of what you've done to help them. Right, Dave?
Listen, I'm going to steal something from St. Jude, which is the give until it feels good.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we talked a lot this morning about the joy that comes from being a part of it. And, you know, you walk in here super early in the morning, each one of these days, and everybody's got a smile on their face. And why? The reason is because we know
that come Christmas morning in a couple of weeks from now, there was going to be children in Frederick County that weren't going to have a Christmas. But because of the effort of all the volunteers, because of all of the donors, all the people across Frederick County that are giving all this week, and to Tim's point, that are giving today, which is incredible. Thank you so much for getting in early. For all of you, you get to be a part of that joy. You get to wake up on Christmas morning and go, it doesn't matter what else you've done, doesn't matter if you got your spouse the perfect present or not, who knows? It doesn't really matter. No, you know that there's a child in Frederick County that woke up on Christmas morning and had a present 100% because of you. And I'm just telling you, the joy that's what keeps me coming back every year, is the joy I feel on Christmas morning for that. And this sets the table for that. Plus I go all time and bring him in here. There's something that just kind of came to my mind because you were talking about getting in early and stuff, and we get the opportunity to meet them. But there are so many people behind the scenes of Christmas Cash for Kids, from the ladies who are answering the phone right here in the studio. We've got meeting for weeks. Meeting for weeks. We've got the production staff. We've got the promotion staff. We've got the general manager. We've got the new company that just bought us. Okay, we are very lucky. I mean, we just got bought out, folks. We've got a brand new company that owns us, Local Daily Media, and they're like, hey, we're all on board with Christmas Cash for Kids. But then when Jennifer, and her elves do the job, they don't work here. They don't work here. When they do their job, guess what? Then the Walmart people or the other stores that we buy from, they have to load it all up. But where do they load it up? Well, we've got people who do trucking, and they come in and they haul the toys just to the location of the North Pole. Then I'll break down all those boxes and all those toys and put them in a category. And then somebody comes along and they start boxing them up, bagging them up. If you've ever seen that, they do color-coded bags, and it's really kind of cool. But there are hundreds of people who put all that together. And this year, I think there's even some people donating wrapping paper. Oh yeah, wrap it too. If somebody wants it wrapped, yes. Community's coming together. Right. And then, then you've got now there's the sorting people. Yep. And then all of a sudden, then there's a day of distribution. And so there's hundreds of people and organizations that come together and make this a yearly thing of handing out the toys when the people come to pick them up for their families. So it's we talk about doing a little bit makes a big difference. And I'm talking about all those people that you don't see that spend hours upon hours. Terry Kramer rolling around in his wheelchair, carrying a box as much as he possibly can. There's people who, I've seen people that when they come and pick up their toys, all of a sudden there's these ladies that are praying over them because she's crying because she didn't think she was going to have a Christmas, and this is blessing them. There are, in the past they've handed out food, and they, people are like, I've got a Christmas meal. There are gift certificates that are handed out to older kids so they can get clothes, blankets, and they get those kind of essential things. Teenagers a little bit different. So, I mean, your little bit is really a big part of Christmas Cash for Kids. You may not think so, but as somebody who has been through from the very beginning to the very end, it means something. So pick up the phone right now. We're going to take a break. Pick up the phone, 301-694-9363, 301-694 WFMD. Pick up the phone. Be part of Christmas Cash for Kids. This is 930 WFMD at WFMD.com. WFMD. The issue of immigration was discussed by Frederick Police Chief Jason Lando during an appearance on WFMD's Morning News Express. His comments came before Mayor Michael O'Connor stated the city will resist policies proposed by President-elect Trump to deport individuals in the country illegally. Chief Lando says his officers enforce the traffic laws and criminal laws, but
not immigration laws. He also says he's concerned that if police officers show up and ask residents about their immigration status, those people will not provide tips or other information to law enforcement or call 911 when there's a problem.
Do I think that if someone has committed a crime and they're in the country illegally, then for me that's a different story. But on a daily basis, to just go out and like check immigration status when we're out on a routine call, it will hurt our police department more than it will help it.
The Frederick Police Department does not participate in the 287G program, where the immigration status of suspects is determined by a background check at the detention center. Chief Lando says the only time Frederick police would have anything to do with 287G would be if a suspect arrested by a Frederick police officer is found to be in the country illegally. The Frederick County State's Attorney's Office, along with the Frederick Police, the Sheriff's Office, and the Maryland State Police, are joining forces to combat human trafficking. Joyce King, the Chief Counsel with the State's Attorney's Office, announced the launch of a new federal grant received from the Department of Justice in the amount of $1.6 million.
We know the devastating impact that trafficking brings on survivors and on our community as a whole. And we are here to ensure that those who inflict harm will be met with swift and resolute justice.
She says this initiative, called the Enhanced Collaborative Model Task Force, will provide support for survivors of human trafficking.
The ECS Task Force model is a transformative approach, one that combines law enforcement, community, organizations, and survivor support services into a single, well-coordinated entity. This model ensures that every aspect of trafficking, from victim identification to offender prosecution, is handled in a way that is informed, compassionate, and effective.
Between January 2022 and April 2024, 34 victims of sex trafficking and 7 victims of labor trafficking were identified in Frederick County. And 4 men have been indicted in connection with an $800,000 flash mob style type retail theft ring across Maryland. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown said 25-year-old Taqueen Neal of District Heights, 34-year-old Antonio Polite of Hyattsville, 34-year-old Dante Shaw of Washington, D.C., and 29-year-old Samuel Whitmire of Alexandria, Virginia, will face multiple charges. I'm Kevin McManus, WFMD News.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. The White House responding after President Biden's decision to pardon his son, Hunter. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
The president believed enough is enough, and the president took action. And he also believes that they tried to break his son in order to break him.
President Biden previously insisted he would not pardon his son. Hunter Biden faced sentencing over a pair of gun and tax convictions. Many Americans laying their fingers to the shopping as they search for online deals this Cyber Monday.
We're expected to spend $15.7 million per minute online, that according to Adobe. The biggest discounts: electronics, toys, TVs, some clothing stores.
Fox Business Network's Lawrence Simonetti. Cyber Monday continues to be the biggest online shopping day of the year. America is listening to Fox News.
For Frederick and surrounding counties. Sunny today with a high near 39. Mostly clear with a low around 24 for this evening. Tuesday should be sunny with a high near 41. And winds gusting at 22 miles per hour. Mostly clear for Tuesday night with a low around 23. Wednesday should be mostly sunny with a high near 41. And then mostly cloudy for Wednesday night and a low around 33. PJ's Roofing. When it comes to your roof, they've got you covered. Visit pjsroofing.com. I'm Holly Dale.
9:30 WFMD traffic for Frederick and surrounding counties.
270 north, you slow down at the Clarksburg lane drop. 15 north is backed up from 70 to Rosemont. 15 south from 26 down to Rosemont. The traffic lane is out at 85 and the ramp getting onto 270 north right now. Be aware there. Accent on 70 west at the exit for 27, pushing traffic back to Watersville Road. 70 east gets bottlenecked at the exit for 695. In Loudoun County, 9 west gets bogged down in Wheatland. And 15 north, it crawls already from Leesburg through Lucas. This is Drew with your traffic, a service from Frederick Air Bryant. Whatever it takes to keep you comfortable, Frederick Air. It's
9:30 WFMD with a Fox Sports update. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
Multiple outlets are
report, New Orleans Saints tight end Taysom Hill tore his ACL yesterday against the Rams and will be out for the rest of the season. Houston Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shire apologized on social media today for his hit on Jacksonville's Trevor Lawrence yesterday, adding, quote, "I genuinely didn't see him sliding until it was too late," unquote. Chicago Bears president Kevin Warren confirmed today that Ryan Poles will remain general manager and that Poles will hire the Bears' next head coach. Bears interim head coach Thomas Brown has promoted receivers coach Chris Beatty to interim offensive coordinator. College football, ESPN reports USC quarterback Miller Moss is entering the transfer portal. College hoops, Kansas is number one of the new AP poll. Two-time defending national champ UConn dropped from second to number 25 after going 0-3 last week at the Maui Invitational.
This hour of Christmas Cash for Kids on 930 WFMD, made possible in part by Rack Brewing.
Christmas Cash for Kids. It's the morning mayor, Bob Miller, on the afternoon with Dave Schmidt and Tim A walking around somewhere, probably looking for food somewhere. I would say that Tim comes in here going, I'm on a diet, but then he's always walking around looking for food or coffee. So we can tell you from a tech guy's perspective, there's just nothing that warms my heart more than a good cup of coffee, than a open cup of coffee sitting on the top. Oh, yeah. Oh,
we're pretty safe now. Yeah. We have the dump hole. There's the dump hole right there. See?
Oh, okay. We had Rack Brewery. You were the professional. Thank you for reminding us all. Yeah, that there's Christmas Laugh for Kids.
Really? What's
coming up?
Tell me more.
So Monday night, we are going to, they normally have a little Monday night, like open mic comedian night already.
Right. Stand-up night?
But they have allowed us to take it over on Monday, Tim. Yes. Are you Christmas Cash on performing?
I may be there. You never know.
Tim can tell the same. I mean, he's been telling the same jokes for 45 years, so he can tell the jokes for sure. Just go to one of his sermons. Listen to the show. You'll know that. But this is something. So Ron and Mike and a bunch of guys who came together and did Christmas Bash for Kids. I'm like, we can expand that. They had such a great concept. I'm like, I've always wanted to do Christmas Laugh for Kids.
I like that.
And this year, we are going to be the recipient of Rack Brewery. See, I don't drink, so it's hard for me to say. It sounds like I've already been to the brewery. And they have a comedy night. You mentioned they have a comedy night. Yep. And they're going to, it's free. But there is a suggested donation if you want to go for the children of for the county for Christmas Cash for Kids. There are a little fun little stuff like raffles and giveaways and stuff like that going on. They're giving a buck of beer. Yeah, a buck of beer to the kids. I know. I don't think they're giving beer to the children. And I think it's important to say, this is a 21 and over event. This is not, it's not like you can come and bring your kids, unfortunately. We may in the future try to find something on a family friendly. We're working on it. We're always trying to find something. So this is Christmas laughs in quotes for the kids, not Christmas laughs for children. Yeah, don't bring your child. Right, don't bring your kid.
Yeah, and a dollar of beer is what they're donating, right?
Right. That's right. So if you have an adult beverage, they'll a buck of beer. So and go down there, have some laughs, and do some good for the children of Frederick County. So I think it's going to be really cool. I envision it eventually. It's going to be who is the funniest person in Frederick. We're going to make sure that we bring politicians.
Yep. for. We're waiting for you. Call in, talk to us if you want to be. How do we get them back to a studio if they want to talk to us?
That's 316-949-36.
All right.
Live or the Morning News Express, and we just like to, we know you by name, by first name, or some of the names we give you, but if you would like to participate and, say,
It'll be the Shell thing, right?
The Frederick Shell car wash. Yeah, that's where I'll be on Thursday. Or Eddie plays on Friday.
Yes, you're going to be at the Clarion. Or really, not even the Clarion.
Not even the Clarion?
I
Where am I
the name
going,
of that
Dave?
room. They changed the name of that room. Right over by the mall. At the Clarion.
On the FSK Mall?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Clarion, they have a room now. I assume it's going to be for betting eventually, but whatever that big, beautiful room is, they've given us access to that.
Yeah.
So you're going to be over there.
With regard to the Clarion is.
Right.
Because we've been there once before, and I think that's what, the Mr. Cohen gave us all that room and the donations, and it was a good time was had all.
Or where else? Come up here to Grove Hill.
Yeah.
Drop your donation off yourself. You can meet Bob. You can meet Tim, Terry, everybody else here, and join the story and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
For the kids here in Frederick County.
301-694-9363. A phone call would be nice. We want to hear what you have to say. And we're going to go from there. That's most important. So, what are you waiting for?
Sorry, hold on one second.
What happened?
Long shots. Long shots. I do that. That's what I said. Long shots.
Breaking news, it's changing to Caesars.
Ooh, Caesars. I love the Caesar salad. Actually, listen, do we have a minute? Well, we're still in the rack hour. Yeah. On Monday.
Okay.
Their theme is I Don't Like Monday. Oh, the Boomtown Raps. Featuring Heather Joyce, Danny, Charlotte, Sean Savoy, and John Yeager. December 9th, 7 p.m. Rack Brewing Company.
That's like a lot of comedians.
One has a dog on his head. It's really incredible. I'm not sure if that's surgical or not, but point being, he's going to be funny. Yeah. It is a dog, yeah. As I said, that may not be. Actual size may vary. Yeah. But again, it's a free set, but suggested donation. We're just asking for the community, just trying to provide every opportunity we can to make it as equal. You stop by PNC Bank, give off your donation, ChristmasCashForKids.com, the Facebook page, WFMD.com, call it in, 316-949-9363, 316-949-WFMD. I bet you, if you really, really ask, we could probably get Chris to come pick it up from you wherever you are. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely want to make it easy for you to give.
Absolutely. All right, got to take a break. It's Christmas Cash for Kids on WFMD. Pick up the phone, make the call. 301-694-9363, 301-694-WFMD.
Monster
mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hi, I'm Brooks Allball. Allball Sons is here for all your fence and deck needs. From installation to supplying you with the newest fence and deck materials with the latest technology. Come check out all of our fence and deck options at our showroom, located just 10 miles north of Frederick at 12435 Woodsboro Pike. That's 12435 Woodsboro Pike.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite. It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. Happier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hi, I'm Courtney Stoffer of Stoffer Funeral Homes. My husband George and I are honored to run the family business as second-generation owners. When your family needs us, you'll receive the same local hometown service that has set our funeral home apart for over 50 years.
9:30 WFMD traffic for Frederick and surrounding counties. 270 North starts to slow down to 27 and it runs through the Clarksburg Lake, dropping into the north, back up to 70 Rosemont, 15 south of 26 down to West Patrick. Traffic light still out on 85 at the ramp to 270 north. Be aware there. Accident still going on 70 west at the exit for 27, pushing traffic back up to Watersville Road, past Watersville Road at this point. 70 east, bottlenecked at the exit for 695. 97 north slows as you're approaching Boston's Valley Road. In Loudoun County, 9 west gets bogged down in Wheatland, and 15 north it crawls from Leesburg through Lufkin. This is Drew with your traffic. A service of Frederick Air and Bryant. Whatever it takes to keep you comfortable. Frederick Air. It's a good call.
This hour of Christmas Cash for Kids on 930 WFMD, made possible in part by Rack Brewing. It's Christmas Cash for Kids. WFMD, Bob Miller, the morning mayor, Tim May,
the commissioner.
Yes,
I make that up.
And Dave Schmidt, the
all-around good guy,
right,
taxi driver, Uber driver,
future governor of the state of Maryland, weekend warrior.
What? Don't. No. It's Christmas time, Bob. Don't do that.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's not nice. I mean, maybe if it was a political show or something, but don't do that to him. It is time for us to talk to you. If you have a moment, take that moment and call us. 301-694-WFMD. We don't get that many hours. We really don't. If you think about it, Bob, we get, a couple hours in the morning, a couple in the afternoon, and we're hoping to raise, Bob never talks about money. As far as numbers. We got to raise $100,000 at least. I'm going to tell you that up front. We need at least $100,000. Oh, we can't do anything like that. Yes, we can, because we've exceeded that before in the past, so we're going to exceed it again this year. So it's about time that we started to, don't wait, be the first, don't be the last. That's what I'm saying. Let's get that, you've got the spirit, you've got the money, you've got the time, so just start making your way into the radio station. Come on by, we'll bring you on the air, or bring you up front, and you get to be on the, they can see people up there, right, Dave?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm walking away from the mic.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. I've heard about these things. I don't know what they are. But come on, let's get it going. And we want to get you, your family's name, or whomever. You can do it. A lot of my friends only have 4, but 2 of my friends.
All right, you guys, thanks for coming by. Guys, in RC Aviation, when we're not flying, we're trucking trusses. I got some other stuff to do. Got to make some phone calls. We'll probably be back on again sometime this week. Don't forget to check out our aviation channel. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and put comments in the comment section on any videos you watch. You can share them out. I don't care. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.